Welcome back to the No Judge Necessary podcast, where we got the opinions like DC, we're crazy like Gaethje, and we're as high as O'Malley. We're the podcast for fight fans that want to see fists fly and don't want to wait on the judges. I'm your host, Brick, and as always, my cornerman, Nil, and Matty P. How we doing, boys?
Good. I'm searching the web to see if Benson Henderson really fought with a toothpick in his mouth, or did he just bring it out at the end? Because I didn't really watch UFC then. I was like figuring out I was trying to touch a girl's boob and smoke some weed at that age. So I wasn't ready and give a shit about the UFC. I want to figure out if this is true or not.
Yeah, I watched a little bit in that era. That was more like, oh shit, I realized that my parents put cable in my room and I had Spike TV, and apparently there were dudes beating the shit out of each other on it. But I was not like deep into it. And then obviously towards the end of his career, I rooted for Benson because he was an ASU guy, right? ASU wrestling, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I know he trains out here. All right, so it does say he kept it tucked in the corner of his mouth.
But we would have seen that shit in between rounds. No? Like, ain't nobody once got a photo of him just like booling with the toothpick.
He's quoted saying, I don't have any superstitions. I won world titles with a toothpick. I defended it without a toothpick. It all depends. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. It's a bad habit. I know I shouldn't do it, but it's fine. I do it every day in practice, and I've done it in most of my fights.
That seems wildly dangerous for both individuals involved.
Well, not only that, but he always fought with his hair down. Like I can't eat with my hair down. Imagine, if this shit gets a little in my eye, I'm like, bruh. So imagine fighting, your hair's all on your fucking face, and you got a toothpick and shoved in the corner of your mouth.
I'm starting to respect Benson Henderson a lot more.
For real, bro.
That's a wild move.
Two unnecessary risks right off the bat.
Yeah, like it's almost just like
his nickname is Toothpick.
Right? I mean, I can't imagine just being like, you know what? Someone's about to punch me in the mouth. Let's put some wood in there.
Yeah, sharp piece of wood.
Yeah, that'll do it. I don't know. That was a hot start into this podcast, but I don't know. I was looking around for some MMA news. Didn't really catch anything of my eye, but y'all want to talk some WrestleMania?
I'm down.
Did you watch Matty P?
No, I didn't, because I don't like it. The thing is, I'll like it if I go there and I drink a bunch of beers and just am being an idiot. I'm not going to go on my Saturday night unless I'm going. If I'm going, different story. But to watch it, I'm not doing that. And I think I was really hammered by that time on this Saturday. So
that's fair.
And yeah, that's fair. Who wins? Well, we don't know, but
we don't know. That's the key.
Let's bet on it.
Yeah, but
it's like, how are you going to let?
It's not about that. It's about the electricity and the atmosphere and who steals the show and what fucking happens. It's all about the unknown.
It sounds like my girl trying to tell me I should like The Bachelorette right now.
Damn. Right.
It's all about the electricity.
Yeah, it's the drama.
It's electric when Cody Rhodes wasn't in the WWE for 6 years and fucking comes back and wins. That's fucking electricity, bro. And that's what happened. WrestleMania was big lit. I don't know,
when a 65-year-old
first time in 20 years.
When a 65-year-old Stone Cold Steve Austin stunners an 80-something-year-old Vince McMahon, I'm in for that.
All right, so we won't get too crazy in the recap, but this is like the question everyone's asking: who stole the show? What do you got?
Pat McAfee.
100%.
Pat fucking McAfee, the greatest stunner cell I've ever seen. He fought Vince McMahon. He beat up the fucking young kid who's been talking shit. Like, Pat McAfee is in the absolute best spot possible. Like, either he can go into wrestling and like continue doing this and become a fucking star, or he can hop right back on the mic and be like, bro, I'm 1-0 at WrestleMania, suck my dick.
Yeah, I absolutely thought he stole the show. I thought the crowd was the most amped for him when he came out. Like, what a career. This dude grew up as a wrestling fan, fucking went to the NFL, was punter of the decade, and then retired at 29. Fucks around in media. Everyone thought he was wild. Was one of the OGs of like 3-4 hour YouTube shows. Got a
Picked
huge
up by
following.
Barstool immediately. Smartly as well. Like they.
So okay.
This guy stole the
Obviously,
show.
he was a big star. I know Jake Paul or Logan or whatever. Who one of them went into there? And
Logan Paul went up in there.
Logan Paul, and then so who won the main thing? Wasn't it between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns?
Yeah,
Roman Reigns won,
that.
and no one really cares. That's the funny thing, is like, that's kind of how WrestleMania usually ends up shaking out, especially in the modern day of like
true.
Social media,
Nobody cares.
where it's like, no, it's not that nobody cares. Like, true wrestling fans, like, that was a massive match. But wrestling's kind of seeping back into the mainstream, especially with social media and stuff. And it's like they care more about Stone Cold Steve Austin showing up, or the women's match. That triple threat match was fucking nuts. You know, like, or Pat McAfee doing wild and shit and drinking beers. Like,
it seems more like a play to me than it does a wrestling match.
absolutely.
That's fine, but it's still electric. They know how to entertain me. Like,
But I never liked plays.
that's fair. That's fair. But hey, I was thoroughly entertained. Pat McAfee coming out to 70,000 people, fucking jamming out to the White Stripes. What a moment. I mean, come on.
And I guess we can get off it, and I guess that's a decent transition into the one piece of MMA news I guess I heard. I guess we'll give it the time of day. Logan Paul says he wants to fight Paddy the Baddy in the UFC. Said the fans
Of
would
course
love
he
it.
does, bro. Bro, this man's smart as shit. He's trying to do everything. He's on a yacht with Bezos. He boxed Floyd Mayweather. He wrestled at WrestleMania. He's going to fucking play in like the MLB somehow. He's going to just do whatever the hell he wants because he can just work his way in there and do what he wants. So this is another...
and it's all fine if you. The thing is, he just doesn't get any respect out of me, because it's like, why are you going after a 55er when you walk around at 225?
Because it's a smart business tactic. This guy's the hottest thing in the UFC right now. You're trying to make money off anything. You calling him out, even if it leads to 0 fights, potentially puts 10 more eyeballs on you, which is a great business move. It's all about clicks. Yes, this is genius. Because 10 years from now, they could fight each other somehow.
See, the UFC is supposed to be the tough guy sport, and that just ruins it for him.
Yeah.
He got Ohio wrestling experience. Ohio State wrestling.
But when was the last time he wrestled? Come on. And I don't doubt
It's high
that.
school.
10 years.
It's high school. I was joking, too, by the way.
Oh.
I was trying to joke that.
He should be fighting. If he wants to come to the UFC, you're going to take an 85er. And, and you don't have to take fucking a top 10 guy. Like,
But that's the thing. He's almost going to need a name. The only way he gets someone out of the top 10, he should fight Masvidal.
Even that, it's a weight classes probably below.
He should fight like Ray Rice.
Fair.
Honestly. Like, he should fight like someone that was like a former athlete that's like trying to get into this UFC thing, and they should fight on a Contender Series-esque contract in like the co-main event.
Greg Hardy.
No,
too big.
Yes,
he won't fight him.
But the Greg Hardy of his weight, he should be fighting that.
Dom Reyes?
This is the classic.
No, it's not anyone. Dude, he shouldn't be fighting. He's not fighting a guy in the UFC right now. He needs to fight someone who's 0-0 and fucking has half a name. Who got cut from the NFL for smoking weed or some dog shit, and he all of a sudden he wants to scrap. Royce White, remember the guy from the NBA? He was a nilly newcomer one time. It hasn't panned out for him. It hasn't panned out for him, but like that's a guy that if he was like 2 or 3-0, that's a guy that Logan Paul should fight for like co-main event, Contender Series contract. Give him like 2 more. If he wins, he's in. Like that's how he should be. That's how he
He's
should
not,
be
he's not
fighting.
gonna
He
do
should
that.
not be getting Dom Reyes right away.
No, that'd be horrible for it.
But if
But
he
No,
signs a deal
I
with
agree.
ESPN Plus where he can get points off the number of views, now we're in the business. And that's where I think it's possible.
That's fair.
I don't like any of it, to be honest.
It's not even going to be a pay-per-view. It's just going to be...
Go talk to Triller and do your fucking circus show and add in an MMA fight. Get out of the UFC. We're already getting crazy enough with some shit. I don't need a Paul brother in here.
No, I'm not asking for this to happen. I don't even know how we got here. I'm just explaining the process of if he did it, this is how it would go.
Then just join the Triller circus, dude. That's all.
That's fair.
I think they could figure it out. Don't they own it or some shit?
They have a piece in it, I think.
They are onto something though, with like 4 fights and like 20 minutes of music and then like a main event. But this whole like 7 fights, 2 hours of concerts, some dog shit like drip off show where people come out with their fucking drip and then no one cares.
I was going to agree with that.
Said.
Like,
I stopped watching it when they did. I was like, oh, another concert? I don't care anymore. Like, I'll see it later.
But if they
that's
one guy, like, lit. Get it like a Super Bowl halftime show, dude. That shit's quick. They perform like 3-4 songs. Like,
I can definitely agree with that. I think they have something there. They just haven't like mixed the right recipe for that. They basically haven't gotten the right recipe for that. But something that has gotten the right recipe is Earth Sugar. And this podcast is sponsored by Earth Sugar, a first-of-its-kind super confectionery based right out here in Phoenix, Arizona that specializes in raw organic desserts, energetic snacks, and clean label confections. Use the promo code NOJUDGES to get 25% off all Earth Sugar products at loveearthsugar.com. That does include their variety packs and their bundle boxes that they just added. Definitely try out their new whole caramel candy micro cakes. The entire gift set is gluten-free, vegan, paleo, and a perfect sweet gift for any family, friend, or high-performing athlete. So get on there, promo code NOJUDGES, 25% off at loveearthsugar.com. Go out there and get your Earth Sugar. Y'all got anything else in MMA news, or let's hop into this huge pay-per-view?
Yeah, that's
why isn't there blindfolded fighting?
What now? Y'all want Ray Charles out here? What are we doing?
I don't know. It just came to me. Sorry.
Blind people or blindfolded?
No, blindfolded, not blind people. You just put 2 blindfolded guys in like a 10-foot phone booth and just let them slug it out.
I'd watch it.
Maybe a punch knocks the blindfold off. Maybe.
All right, we'll work on that. But...
Yeah.
All right, put that one on ice. But let's do it. Saturday, we got a massive card, UFC 273. Let's get into it. First fight, what do we got now?
All right. We got Julio Arte, 17-5 out of the USA, taking on Daniel Santos, 10-1 out of Brazil. This is a bantamweight off the prelims. What are we thinking, fellas?
I mean, if you're going off just history and experience, you would say Julio, but I don't know the fuck this Daniel Santos dude is. And I hate when they do this because I've always bet on the guy who I've heard of. And then I lose because this up-and-comer is just, like, insane.
The next guy.
Yeah. So I'm probably staying away from this fight until I see them walk out.
Yeah, this definitely could be I'm not fully sold on Arce, so it at least gives me a little bit more pause. He's coming in at minus 200 favorite, so I feel like that's just the book kind of being like, we know this guy. But he's not that minus 350, 400 like the veteran that should win.
I mean, he has wins over like Dan Ige, Daniel Tamor, Julian Erosa, and Andre Ewell. So
That's a better resume than I thought out of Julio Arce, to be
Yeah, and he
perfectly
lost
honest.
2 split decisions. One was to me and Hakeem Dawodu, which was a split, and then the other one was Shimon Moraes, and I don't know who that is really. So
Yeah, that's a good fight. Shimon Rice and PFL.
yeah, so both of those were his split decision losses, and then he got stopped by Song Yadong.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get stuck dragged back into this favorite.
Yeah, this one's fucking tricky, man.
Two straight. Arce lost 2 straight to Brian Keller, though.
Brian Keller is a bad dude. I put respect on Boom Boom. That's a guy who he lost to who has a ton of experience.
I
kind of like this fight to not go the distance.
Yeah, I thought that's the reason I'm thinking, because I think Daniel Santos, I'm pretty sure he trains at Shoot the Box in Brazil, and they go fucking hard over there. I'm pretty sure that's where Charles Dubronx is.
Yep.
So,
fight not to go the distance is plus 115. So yeah, there could be some real value in that.
I think someone's getting slapped in the first fight. This is like big card, all the hype people are like, whoa.
Does Arce ever finish anybody though? Let me check. Yeah, he finished Ewell. He finished Erosa. Finished Tamor. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I could definitely see it. And like Nils saying, high energy first fight of a big pay-per-view. Like,
yeah, and I think this guy 10-1 is going to come in and blow out all the steam in the first round. And so it's going to be like, okay, did he get him, or is he turned into Alexander Hernandez in round 2?
Fair enough. Next fight, let's get into it.
All right, let's pull up the good old fights. We got Pierre Rodriguez, 7-0 out of Venezuela, taking on Kai Hansen, 7-5 out of the USA. This is a female 115-pound fight, second fight on the prelims. What are we thinking, boys?
Guys, I might need help. I don't know if it's her Twitter. I don't know if it's her OnlyFans. I can't kick Kai Hansen. I keep thinking she's good. And I don't know if it's cap. It could definitely be like just bonk city of why I think she's good, but I still think she's good. They told me she's the future.
Fighting's coming off the Contender Series. Kai Hansen just barely lost her last fight. That's all I remember.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm definitely getting food.
Yeah. Oh man, he couldn't have said it any better. This fight put me to sleep looking at the resumes.
That's true.
I mean, 7-0 is impressive, but like not one is in the UFC yet. 7-5 is pretty terrible. This is a win or go home fight for K, and possibly a win and go home fight with how the UFC's been dropping people. So I don't know. I'm gonna go with Rodriguez, I guess.
What do you think Kai Hansen makes more in a year? OnlyFans or UFC pay?
Oh, it's probably OnlyFans by a lot.
But like, yeah, now that I'm actually thinking about it, probably by
she probably make like $100,000 off that shit.
Right, and she probably makes like $36K fighting in the UFC.
Correct.
Yeah,
she's probably getting 6-6 for this fight.
Yikes.
Demetrius Johnson said he got $1,500 for his first fight.
That's fucking brutal. But like, that kind of makes sense. Like, that was like 10, 15 years ago. They were just starting up. Like, they barely had a TV deal. They're working with motherfucking ESPN, and the bald man has AKs with Benjamins on it. We need to figure this out.
You damn near had to pay to fight back then.
Yeah. $100 and you get to fight the guy. $150 you can wear sneakers.
All right, let's hop in the next fight, yeah?
Yeah, let's hurry up.
We got Anthony Hernandez, 8-2 out of the USA, taking on Josh Friend, 9-2, also out of the USA. This is a middleweight fight. Honestly, who the fuck Is Josh Frem.
That was my question.
Is this Fluffy Hernandez on the other side, 8-2?
This is Fluffy.
Fluffy's a G.
Oh yeah, I think that's why I was kind of surprised when I saw this fight. I was like, I thought Fluffy was sort of on the up and up. Like, who was he supposed to fight?
He's
Okay.
I feel like he's won
Got
a
it.
couple, but he's lost a couple too, for sure. I think he's like
He was supposed to fight Duplessis.
Oh yeah.
So that makes sense. This is a short notice fight, and they found a friend for him to fight.
Wow.
Hernandez should win based on I don't know who this other guy is.
Does Josh Fremd at least have like a nickname? No nickname.
No picture on Google.
Coming off some LFA fights against nobody I've ever heard of.
Gregory Rodriguez, ain't he in the UFC? Yeah.
Is that like RoboCop?
Yeah.
That's RoboCop.
But he got his ass beat by RoboCop. He got knocked out in 2 minutes by RoboCop.
Didn't see that part.
Yeah.
Wait, what about Bruno Oliveira? Who's that guy? See anybody?
I don't know, but he might be in
Oh, he's the
Bruno
one who
of
lost
the
to
year.
Goldberg in the Contender Series and got knocked out.
Yes. All right, so
So they
I
both,
like.
With who? What
I
now?
think I like Fluffy Hernandez inside the distance. This
Josh
fight
Frem.
is not
Wait,
gonna
Josh Frem
lie.
got popped in the Contender Series?
No, he
They
beat
both-
Bruno Oliveira, who got popped by Carlos Alberg.
Oh shit. Okay. All right.
Does that mean Oliveira was fighting at what weight is this fight at? Middleweight?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. This is Fluffy Hernandez. Oh wow. I don't know why I came. This is Fluffy.
Yeah, I guess you gotta
Yeah.
go. I'm going Hernandez all day on this one, I guess. No, I'm not
Fluffy
betting.
Hernandez is a minus 195 favorite. I kind
I
of
like
like
that.
under 1.5 rounds minus
What's
134.
him by submission?
Plus 190. That's some
Holla.
decent juice.
He just submitted like a 45-time jiu-jitsu champion. Like what?
Yeah, but
I'm
I
gonna
also
tell
could see him not getting to the position of the submission. You know, like he
True.
had to go into that guy's world. But
I don't
I could
think
also
he put a
see
huge amount of weight on that, just because of how dog tired fucking dude was.
yeah,
Yeah,
dude
true,
was
true,
a big
true.
guy.
Still impressive though.
Sure. That was like the most gassed I've ever seen anybody. So I'll give you that.
Since Frank Gore.
True.
Next fight.
We got Alexi Olynyk, 59-16-1 out of fucking place shitbag Russia. In the heavyweight division, taking on Jared Bandera, 12-7 out of the USA. Honestly, I don't care for
this
this
may be
fight
my
at
lock.
all.
This may be my lock of the night.
What is it? Let me hear it because I don't care.
Bro,
about
there's
this
no
fight.
way in hell Jared Bandera's slow ass is going to not get choked out by Olynyk. There's just no way.
Bro, I was thinking the exact same thing. Alexi Olynyk beats up guys like Jared Bandera on his way to fights.
Dude, 100%. And he's just going to be right there plotting forward. Olynyk's going to take him down and submit him within 2 rounds.
Like, Olynyk was fighting
Olynyk's
better
2-6
talent
in his
when-
last 8 fights.
Like, Jared Bandera is only 29, but he almost seems older than Olynyk. There's no way Jared Bandera is almost my age. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, he moves about as slow as me.
Is this really true? I got to check this.
This just makes no sense.
And I'm surprised Olynyk's only a minus 118 favorite. Like, that's...
Yeah, lock of the night.
Give
Oh,
me
he's on a
that
3-fight
all day.
skid. He's like 47, guys. What?
Who?
Olynyk.
Bro, against who, though?
Oh my god.
I'm pulling it up.
It's
That's
against
why. Yeah, but
Against
That's why-
Sergey Spivak, Chris Dawkins, and fucking Derek Lewis.
Lewis. There's
correct.
Top. Those are all top 7 fighters. Jared Bandera hasn't even had 7 fucking fights.
I'm here. But I don't think. I think this is the perfect odds. That's all I'm saying.
I think that's a fucking lock. I'm right there with P. Which means we're so confident that Bandera's gonna knock his old ass out in 30
Oh
seconds.
yeah.
All right, next fight, a little
Was-
less experience here.
Bro,
Oh,
he needs to
Lord.
get the 60 wins.
Yeah, for real. 60 wins and call it a wrap. Next fight, we got Mickey Gall, 7-4 out of the USA, taking on Mike Malott, 7-1 out of Canada. This is a welterweight fight. It's kind of interesting. I don't know a lot about Mike Malott, but Mickey Gall, very interesting fighter. Seems like some weeks or some fights he dominates the ground, and then other times he gets dominated on the ground. So I can't really figure this cat out, but there's something there to him. He's kind of like a weird comic that you're like, yo, he's sort of funny, but like I don't know why I just kind of keep laughing with him, but like he's not that funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you got to be in the mood for it, but
Yeah.
and that's why I actually think this is going to be an interesting prospect like matchup because
Correct.
this Mike Malott guy, he choked out a dude in 39 seconds in the Contender Series. So
No,
like,
I got Mike Malott all day on this, to be honest.
really,
I mean, not all day enough where I'm going to put it, the bank on him. But, I mean, I think his only loss is to Hakeem Dawodu in World Series of Fighting.
okay,
And if he wins, if he's a submission guy and can be on the ground fine, then he really has no worry with Mickey Gall. That's like
Right.
Mickey Gall's only way of winning is by guillotine.
yeah, I
He
mean,
just grabs
unless
the fuck out of the guillotine, but
unless he just is too slow to start and he's just on his back for 3 rounds. But yeah, there's not really a lot of ways
Who?
for
Mike Malott? He's
Yeah.
not a slow starter. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
No,
this.
he's not. But
Round 1, armbar, 2 minutes. Round 1, 15 seconds, knee. Round 1, minute 30,
think
minute
Mike
29,
Malott
knee and
it's
punches.
just a better version of
Round
Mickey
1,
Gall.
36 seconds,
Back-
punches. Like, this cat gets it done in the first round. This dude hasn't seen the second round in his entire career.
Mike Malott by sub is plus 400. I think
I don't
there's
know
a
how-
lot of value in that.
Maybe.
Him by knockouts plus 185. I almost think it's more likely that he subs him.
Huh. You say that now, and then the fight's gonna come, and you're gonna be like, hammer Mickey Gall, and it's gonna be like, alright. So,
Probably.
fuck! What the fuck? Why did I listen to what I was fucking saying? Fuck!
Yeah, because I need to listen to this podcast. There's some good knowledge going on.
I could see him losing by decision too, or Malott winning by decision.
Nah.
Because
You
Mickey,
really think so?
a lot of his losses came by decision. He just lost to Morono by decision. He lost to Perry by decision. He got knocked out by Diego Sanchez. Goddamn.
And that's kind of why I don't think Malott's going to knock him out. But I think
He lost to Randy Brown by decision. So out of his 4 losses, 3 of them are by decision.
that's why I don't see the knockout, but I could see a sub. Because I think Mickey's going to have to take it to the ground. And then he's going to get caught.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm going with this. I just
I kind
don't
of think Mike
not-
Malott's gonna dust Mickey Gall into the background.
I could see it though. I could definitely see it. I might just take Malott straight up because I'm usually lose when I get greedy with these.
Right, yeah. Try to pick the sub and then he knocks him out. Try to pick the knockout and he puts him on the skates and then ends up fucking. Oh, did we just lose nil? Well, I'll introduce the next fight while we figure out what the fuck's going on with nil. We got Aspen Ladd 9-2 taking on Raquel Pennington 13-8. I think this is just one of those classic, interesting, like Aspen Ladd, decent prospect. Hasn't been anything like too flashy yet. Going to take on Rocky Pennington, who's fought everyone in the division, and like see if you're legit.
I think I got Pennington all day, to be honest.
I kind of think so too. Like Rocky's actually a minus 200 favorite. I think
That
this is
makes
like
sense.
a lesson that like Ladd's going to need to learn on her way to whatever her career is going to be.
Yeah, I don't know who was Aspen Ladd's last fight. Yeah, she lost to Norma Dumont.
Yeah, and I mean, I think Norma's a little better than Rocky, but
I think Rocky would beat her too.
that'd be a good fight.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the people Aspen Ladd's lost to, she's gonna lose to. I'm doing MMA math here, and I think Rocky's got this.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I mean,
Yeah, maybe a Rocky by decision here.
yeah, I don't think it's going to be pretty, and I feel like if you bet Rocky as a minus 200 favorite, you're not going to feel good about it. You know, like it's not going to feel great throughout the fight, but then you're just going to be kind of sitting there like, I think we got enough points to win this. You know, like
What's Rocky by decision?
minus 106.
Yeah, I like that, to be honest.
Yeah, that's not terrible. I don't really see her finishing her unless she just got in a real dominant position on the ground. I don't see her really finishing her.
Bro, there's no way Jared Bandera is our age.
Yeah, that just don't add up.
Something's wrong, bro. This is fucked up. Like, I'm double checking right now.
Right? Like, let me see that birth certificate.
Bro, he for real is 29. Granted, he's a year or two older than us, but that's close enough.
Yeah, that's in the right ballpark. Right? I don't like that. And I mean, I wouldn't take me against Alexi Olynyk.
No.
No.
I had thought Bandera was like about to retire.
Right? Like, all right, 38, like
then.
on his way out. But let's get into the next fight. We got a couple heavyweights. We got Jairzinho Rosenstrike, 12-3, taking on Mycene Tibura, 22-7.
This fight could go one of two ways. I mean, I lean Jairzinho. I lean him because he's only lost to the best, and his kickboxing should technically be better. And he has pretty good takedown defense, but Tibura's kind of a beast, and I don't really know. Like, this one's tough. I'll probably hammer the fuck out of Rosenstrike for some reason come Saturday. But
right? Yeah, that's kind of the sexy pick, and you could see a highlight knockout coming, but I kind of feel like, I know obviously it's been against some top competition, but I get worried that he came in so hot, he was knocking everyone out, and now it feels like he's getting a little gun shy almost, you know, like he's not just letting that kickboxing go with that kind of reckless abandonment that we saw him come into the UFC with. So, not that he could be reckless against, you know, a good veteran like Tibura, but like, I feel like this is a fight that he has to go first. And if he really puts it on him, puts some of those combinations, gets his kick going, you know, he could dominate this fight and he could put him out. But I kind of see a world where Tibura is just going to kind of put him on his back foot.
Yeah,
wrestle him, press him against the cage, grab him a lot, not give him space to work. And unless Rosenstrike's just like, hey, I'm going to fucking, the second you close this distance, my hands are flying. Like, that needs to be his mentality. And I can just see him kind of being that half second too late. And then once you get that space, you know, I think he's just going to be suffocated.
Yeah, I think it's one, either that and he's going to lose the decision, or he's going to get a knockout, like Hail Mary almost.
Nilly, we got you back here.
I want to hear Neal's take on this one.
Ooh.
We got you?
We can hear me? Yeah. I accidentally unplugged my computer.
Damn.
That'll happen.
This fight, honestly, feels like an Eagle FC or like Bellator or like one championship and a level fight, and like I'm down for it, but like I don't really see where don't really get hype either way unless there's a viral, like, first round KO. Kind of what I like this fight is when someone gets like behind these guys, and it's no disrespect. It's not like they're bad. I'm just not too interested in where they're at in their careers. But is going to win. He seems hard to take. That's the only way Burr has. Unless he sneaks one. I don't know.
So, final pick.
What were your thoughts?
I don't know. We're on the same boat. I think
I'm actually leaning Tybura. Obviously, Rosenstrike can get that highlight knockout at any moment, but I'm leaning Tybura in the fact of I think he's going to kind of put him on the back foot, and Rosenstrike's looked a little gun-shy as of late, and I can just kind of see him sticking him against the cage, like just giving him no space, just locking up his body, kind of making the fight pretty boring. And then as the fight goes on, Rosenstrike gets tired. Those clinch works turn into takedowns, and he kind of just wins the decision.
It's a very real possibility. And actually, the more that you say that,
your mic's cutting out a bit. We can't really hear you. But I will introduce the next fight while he tries to work out his mic issues. We got a couple of 170ers. Jan Gary 8-0 taking on Darian Weeks 5-1. Couple interesting prospects. The Irishman versus the American. What do we got on this?
I mean, Weeks had that fucking war with Brian Barberena and almost won. People could have given him that fight almost. And I don't know. I think we may see an upset here because I don't think Ian Gary looked very good last fight. He did get a nice knockout, but he was getting fucked up for a second. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard, obviously he has had a lot of knockouts, but a lot of what I heard about Jan Gary coming up is his elite wrestling. I think he might need to get back to that. I think we're better.
Yeah.
But I think Jan Gary might have to get back to some of his wrestling. Yeah, we can hear you now, Nil. But I think he's got to get back to that, where he's just going to kind of grind it out a little bit more. I think if he tries to get into some of these slugfests he's been in his last couple fights, like, I think Darian Weeks is dangerous.
I do too. I think I could see a world where Weeks finishes him.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. And weirdly, off like how we do our numbers, like 8-1 and 6-1 kind of seems right.
A little
and
bit.
I hate to pick against an Irishman. Like I would love for Jan Gary to be truly the future, but I don't know yet. What's that?
What are the odds?
Let me pull them up here.
I think he's just trying to be too much like McGregor too, and I don't really like that. Like with Patty, it's different. Patty's kind of going his own route. He's a wild man like Conor, but he's his own personality. Where Ian Gary is literally like copying McGregor's homework over here.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cringy a little bit. A little cringy to me.
I agree. And wow, Jan Gary's coming in at a -400 favorite.
Oh, I'm taking Weeks all day. I'm going to take Weeks inside the distance. Heavy.
I was going to say Gary's on smoke. Like, he about to be a big favorite. Like, this is kind of what I expected.
What is Weeks inside the distance?
Weeks to win by finish is +525.
I like it.
I don't know. I can't pick against an Irish guy, but that is kind of some big juice. That is some
Never bet the
big
biggest favorite.
juice.
Well,
What's
there's
up?
bigger favorites on this card.
Much bigger
Really?
favorites we have to get. Oh, I mean, we'll get to it, but yeah, much bigger favorites to talk about. But next fight, we got Vince Pichel, 14-2, taking on Marco Madsen, 11-0.
It's a weird one. I'm leaning Madsen, but Vince Pichel is one of those fighters that like never loses for some reason.
Yeah, and I'm really interested to see this because Mark Madsen has just been far superior of a wrestler in a ground game of everyone he's fought so far. Like, it hasn't even been close to a league. And Vince Pichel's had some slick submissions in his career.
But
So-
this is why I lean Madsen, because one of Vince Pichel's losses is to Gregor Gillespie. We all know, great wrestler, and he submitted him in 2 rounds.
Right.
I think Madsen's on that level of Gillespie.
He's
Obviously, he's an Olympian, and he
Right.
just wrestled the shit out of Clay Guida, even though I bet on Clay Guida that fight. That played
Mhm.
the shit out of me. And
Mark Madsen moving to 12-0. I'll tell you that.
I think so. I think so.
12-0 and 43 is right. It really do. Especially
Yeah.
with these two guys.
Yeah, I'm just at least interested where Madsen will probably win. I'm just glad to see him at least get tested with someone who has some sense of a ground game. That, like, no disrespect to Clay Guida. I will
What?
never disrespect
Yeah,
him
but
like
no
that.
disrespect
But-
to Vince. What the fuck has he done?
He's at least had a few, like, submissions. I believe he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Like, he at least has some fucking jiu-jitsu game. Like, he at least has some sort of defense for it. Like,
I'm looking back. I don't see any subs on this
I
record.
thought he did. Or maybe I'm just talking out my ass.
Let me see if.
Oh, I mean, very early in his career, he had a few on the Ultimate. That's why he got 2 subs on the Ultimate Fighter, and it's probably just like burned in my brain somewhere.
Gotcha.
But has not gotten a sub since then.
Yeah,
This
I
guy
don't know,
about to
man.
get put in a fucking spliff. This guy is about to get put in a spliff, get rolled up, and fucking smoked. This
I
about to be
think
murdered.
so.
Wow, I'm a
What
little
are the-
surprised by the
What
odds.
are the odds?
Guess what you think? Guess what the odds are?
I
Vince
just
Pichel,
looked
minus
through, so I
168.
don't count, but I'm very
Yeah, Vince
surprised.
Picel is a minus 134 favorite, plus 108 on Marco Madsen.
No,
I'm taking
this. This is the lock of the night. Fuck your other lock of the night from like 6 years ago.
Shit, might be. And this card's definitely places you need to find some spots to make some money. So I really like that.
I did too.
Next fight, very interesting one. We got Mackenzie Dern, 11-2, taking on Tecia Torres, 13-5.
Yeah, this is a very interesting fight because I heard a quote from Mackenzie Dern. She said she wants to keep pace with Charles Oliveira's submission record. So she's going to need to get one here. Tecia Torres has never been finished in her UFC career. That makes for a great fight. On top of this, they're both high level, what are they, both top 5 in the division now? So this is a big fight for the spot. I love the matchup. It's striker versus grappler to an absolute T, in my opinion. I really don't know who wins, but I think it's going to turn into a good fight because we're going to get that mesh of in-between shit. It's not quite striking, it's not quite grappling, but it's entertaining.
I think, gun to my head, it's a tough one because earlier today I was leaning Mackenzie Dern by decision, and now I'm thinking Tecia by decision. I think this fight goes the distance, and they're both good enough to survive with each other, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
The only way it won't go to decision if Mackenzie gets a submission, but I think Ticia's pretty good.
Ticia's hands are dangerous.
Yeah.
But now that I'm thinking about it, it's going to be a classic Mackenzie Dern fight. When she's on the feet, she's going to be getting whopped, and when she's on the ground, it's going to be like, 10-8 Dern. and at the end we're not going to know who won. And when the judge says, or Bruce Buffer says who wins, we're going to be like, yeah, sure, that's fine.
Yeah, I think Mackenzie is going to just outclass her and just drag her into deep waters and get her on the ground. Like,
Oh, but I don't like the idea of saying that against Tecia Torres. Like, she's
no,
tough,
and
been around.
Teacha's nasty.
It's
And
the
it
tiny
really, I
tornado
mean, this
for
fight
reason,
is
blood.
this fight is who's next, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, who's the next as that, like, number one contender, or, like, if you get an exciting enough, like, if you can find a way for a finish in this fight, you might even get a title shot.
Yeah, more and more I'm thinking.
Oh, shit, we're on the main card here.
Oh,
yeah. I think Mackenzie might get this one, to be honest. I switched back.
All right,
I don't know.
Go off your records. Let me hear what you would say here. Go off the record.
12-2. Ooh, 13-6. 12-2. Or 11-3. 14-5. They both look good.
They both sound about
That's
right.
horrible. This has never happened.
Yeah.
All right, what are the odds? Have we already mentioned that?
No.
Minus 118 for Dern, minus 106 for Torres. Not giving us much help there.
Okay.
I think I just got to go with my gut, and my gut said Dern right off the bat. So I think
gotta
that's the
agree
way
with
I'm
that,
leaning.
but, like, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, if
Can I just bet it to be a good fight? Like, you know? Like,
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
Dude,
this will be a good fight.
minus 800.
Yeah,
Will you
fun.
have-
Minus 750.
Entertaining. Yes or no?
Right?
Yeah, fuck. This is a tough one. I'm probably staying away from this fight, or I'll bet something stupid to add to a parlay, like it goes over.
I'm terrified of this fight because this is the last close odds fight of the night. So this is going to be where, like, I'm either going to be trying to make it all back or double up or trying to do something stupid, and it's not going to work.
Did we miss a fight? No, we didn't.
I don't think so.
No, we didn't. Never mind.
Y'all did Aspen. I had Raquel Pennington while I was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was the one I thought we missed for a second.
All right,
Next
but let's
fight.
hop in the next one, Dio. Burns, 20-4 out of Brazil, taking on Bor Shemaev, 10-0 at Sweden. This is on the main card. Absolute electric fight. Khamzat Chimaev, 4-0 at the UFC. Taking on the durable veteran of Burns, getting his first big money fight. Burns said he wanted to stay active and just be in the business. To fight anyone. Nobody was really around until Khamzat came, so the magic's happening. What are we thinking?
Khamzat's a minus 530 favorite.
But I think that's a farce. I don't think that's really what it should be. I think he should be a favorite, maybe. I mean, technically, he shouldn't be a favorite at all. But I get it. The hype, everything. Give him a minus 200. Let's keep that cool. And one of the biggest things we bet on, look at the number game. I could much rather see 21-4 and 10-1.
I'm in on Burns.
I think Burns could do it. I think
Burns can do it.
The next three crazy ass fucking moonshots out of the underdogs.
People are disrespecting Gilbert Burns. Like, I get it. And I have in the past when they tried to say he could compete with Usman. But, like, he is still, like, he's the first guy that's even going to be close to Khamzat on his ground game. He can strike with him. He has knockout power. Like, you can't tell me that this dude who's been in and around the top 5 of the fucking division for the last, 3-4 years is a plus 375 favorite to someone who's only beaten fucking John Leon. Like, what are we doing?
It was just how he beat all these people. That's the only part that's the crazy part. And I'm agreeing with you. I think I'm definitely going to sprinkle some money on our guy Gilbert, but
I'm going to bet Khamzat with inside the first round.
No way. Wait, what? That's fucking so disrespectful.
Khamzat inside 3 minutes. 3 minutes is all it's going to take.
Kamzat round 1 is plus 125.
I'm taking.
Honestly, I might bet both of those.
What's Gilbert Burns inside the distance?
Gilbert Burns inside the distance plus 800.
We're looking at a whole
Just
different
snatch
animal.
a neck.
Bro, he's still a human.
Yeah, we're talking about a whole different animal. Now he's fighting in the top 5. That's a whole different animal.
How many times have we
Bro,
seen them
This
jump?
guy's been mauling Alexander Gustafsson for years, bro. He's going to murder Gilbert
Gustafsson
Burns.
doesn't have near the ground game as Gilbert Burns.
Not even close.
He just got
Okay.
subbed by Anthony Smith. And Anthony Smith has nasty ground game, though, so I guess that doesn't really help.
That's true. But I'm glad I'm not alone on this Burns take.
Well, here's a good bet, I think.
Nah.
I don't know if Bovada or if VAR still gives this, but Bovada does. Fight to complete one full round, and I think it should. Is
Interesting.
minus 175.
Interesting. I don't hate that.
I mean, the way here's how I can.
Over one. They have over 1.5 rounds for minus 125, but you got to pay an extra 2.5 minutes. That's a long time in the cage with Kamzat and Gilbert Burns. But
How I think Kamzat will win is by knockout.
yeah,
So I wonder. It just sucks. Like,
Inside the first round, I'm telling you. Comes out in inside one.
no way.
a funny prop that
He's gonna
Barstool does
spark
have.
him and then hop on that neck, bam. Choked him inside 2.5, fucking 237 of round 1.
They do have plus 600 on fight to end in the first 60 seconds of round 1. If you don't think it'll get outside a
I don't
minute.
even take that. I mean, dude, this guy's gonna come straight forward on the pressure, put Gilbert Burns
Get
in
his
the back
neck
foot.
snatched.
Yeah, right.
Get caught in the bear trap.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This one's tough.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a close fight for a while. And then I do think Kamzat could not easily, but could just get the knockout round 2
Yeah.
over. But I think we're at least going to see him fight for a little
Burns
bit.
hasn't had a submission in 3 years. And everyone say he's the submission guy. Comes out, got a
he is a
submission
submission
fucking
guy.
last week.
He won the, what's it called? The fucking BJJ, like, main tournament thing.
Yeah, he's a world champion jiu-jitsu guy. Like, I don't know. He definitely can still do it. He still had a bunch of fucking grappling tournaments he's still active in. Like, I still think there's a chance. And I think it's more just that he's so disrespected on these odds. That's what more gives me.
I'm super confident. I don't think these odds should be where they are. I think it should be minus 220 for Kamzat, minus 195 to like 220, depending on.
I think that'd be that'd be more fair.
Yeah, like I don't think it's crazy. Now, I'm saying inside one, but that doesn't mean I think the odds.
I also wonder if it's kind of a Khabib effect, where the book sort of left the odds relatively close on Khabib until he was, really dominant. So maybe they're just like, we're not going to lose money on this guy again. Like, but is he really the next Khabib? We'll find out.
Or they just like kept it like kind of like an open line, and people just started hammering one way, and then they're just like, all right, well, like, is anyone gonna take Burns?
Me.
Good luck.
All right. Well, another big favorite, but this one's got a belt.
All right, we're talking the UFC Bantamweight Championship unification. We got the undisputed champion, who some say disputed, in Aljamain Sterling, 20-3 out of the USA, taking on Petr Yan, 16-2. They call him No Mercy from Russia. He's the interim champion. First fight, hella controversial, ended in an illegal knee. Yan had to relinquish the belt. Aljo became champ. Very weird. Here we are running it back. Yan's the interim champ. Now, all madness, but how does that translate into the fight? Does anything change from fight one? Well,
Other
what are
than
you
the
thinking here?
fact of there's going to be nothing disputed. Petr Yan is going to beat the living dog shit out of Aljo.
I remember after that fight right away, my first thought was bet the house on Jan for the next fight.
Mm-hmm.
That was my original thought. And then as it's going along, I'm getting convinced again that Aljo's definitely got a chance in here because
Why?
I don't think he went into it. He didn't look like normal Aljo, really. He looked too, like, trying to push the pace way too fast. And he actually looked really good the first 2 rounds, to be honest. Besides that knockdown, I thought he could have won those.
I don't know.
He was coming out with those flying knees. He was pressing him, throwing hella kicks, and you knew he was just going to get exhausted. And I think
Yeah, and he wasn't really landing much. Like,
no, well, Petr Yan was just blocking most of them. But
that's the thing. Petr Yan's defense is so
No,
good,
I think
and it's
Jan's-
not like
Jan's
Aljo really
guy,
has
so
that.
You need to, like, if you fight him once, I think you have a way better chance the second time than the first time because he's that good. Like, you have to understand it. Like, if Sandhagen fought him again, if anybody fought him once, fights him again, I think they're going to have a better chance that second time because of how good he is.
That's fair, but I mean, I feel like we've been seeing it because Petr Yan's only been in the UFC for not that long. He's only had, 5-6 fights at this point. Like, I feel like he keeps fucking getting better.
No, he is.
And it's like he was already, in my mind, like miles ahead of Aljo. And I think he's just going to take another step and just be like, holy shit, he's just that much better.
I think the only way Aljo wins is also going to be his biggest downfall, which is so weird to say. But the only way he can win is if he can pressure this fight for 25 straight minutes and get in his face and make it the grimiest, dirtiest fight we've ever seen and steal together some rounds while decisively winning one or two of them. So I think but then it's also going to tire him out, which makes his shots more sloppy, which makes it easier to read, which makes the power shots come through.
And when have we ever seen Petr Yan even remotely get tired?
No, I don't. I almost disagree. I don't think Sterling can win a decision against Yan. I think he's gonna have to choke him out. Like, that's it. I think he's gonna be very hard to get to the ground, but I think if Aljo can get on him and don't go for ground and pound and just Khabib him. Put all your weight on him, keep him on the ground. He's going to be bigger. He's going to be stronger. I think if he goes at it from that mindset, he's going to have a real chance if and when he gets him to the ground.
Yeah, I think he would have to really try to commit to almost like back trips and those kind of things than like a straight, like he's just going to shoot for a double leg, you know?
Yeah, I mean, because you saw when he had Corey locked up in that rear naked, like, he's a real problem when he's on someone's back. And I feel like everyone's not giving him any credit anymore because of that last fight. But he's definitely, if he's not the best, the second best in that bantamweight division. He's really fucking good. And he has a good probably the best ground game in the division. Him and just DeWallish Willie, that's his partner, are just going ape shit on the ground all day. So that's the one way I can really see.
Can he get it to the ground? That's the question. Exactly. He tried 17 times in the first one and got one takedown for a matter of 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So,
that's the scary thing about Yan, because even though he's technically like the smaller fighter, he's just so goddamn strong that like he's just a little fire pistol. Like the second he hits the ground, he just pops back up.
And he never worries. Like he could be in like, you never know if he's hurt. You never know if he's panicking. He's always just big chilling, but still going. And you're just like, you're no emotion, so I can't even figure out if you're struggling or not at all.
Yeah, to make almost like a soccer reference, he's almost like N'Golo Kante. Like, never changes his, like, appearance. He's nasty at what he does, but just, like, always going, never looks tired, never, like, when they're winning, losing, anything, it's just that same face, but they're just always going. And it's like, how do you just have that motor and skill but also just like stoic in a way.
Yeah, I think Jan gets it done. I think he finishes him, to be real. I think he KOs him in the third round.
What if he pulls another illegal knee?
Just immediately, like Sterling goes to shoot, puts a knee on the ground, and just bang, like 30 seconds in.
I was watching UFC Countdown right before this pod, and
I watched that too.
They cut to Aljo, and I was like, in my head, first thing that came to mind, what do you say Ben with an illegal knee? Just like you're saying now, that was literally the first thing on my mind.
Or an eye poke or some bullshit. I know that's going to happen. There's going to be an eye poke or a nut shot by Jan, and Aljo's going to be like, bro, what the fuck? Like, that's going to happen.
And the boos are going to rain.
Not for Jan, though. For Aljo. Everyone's going to be booing Aljo. Like,
yeah.
Like this fight's going to end via eye poke. Oh, my God. I could so see it end in eye poke. And it's going to be gross on the replay, but everyone's still going to boo it.
Mm-hmm. Petr Yan inside the distance is plus 125. I actually like
that's
that.
Actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
Petr Yan inside the distance?
Yeah, he's going to KO him.
Third round? I like that.
Yeah, because this is what I wanted to see from
Petr Yan in the third round is plus 1,000, by the way. If you're really feeling hot.
I'm feeling lucky.
Well, here's the thing. We've never seen Petr Yan fight someone twice.
That's true.
I want to see what that's like. Maybe he just is way fucking better. But
I mean, that's kind of the thing is it's like it seems like he game plans and like puts together a game plan that no one can touch. And now it's kind of like I don't think it matters.
He's got O'Malley.
But I mean, it has to matter a little bit. Like it probably doesn't matter. He's that skilled and that talented and he's fought so many times. It's probably not the biggest deal. But having someone in your corner that's like, telling you reads, telling you what they see, giving you something, that's gotta at least give you a little.
And just someone you're comfortable with.
Frankie's gonna be in his corner.
Who?
Oh yeah. Yeah, Frankie Hickman.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, he's already
in his corner. He'll be there for Volk.
Oh,
Brad
yeah.
Liddell's out there. He used to train with fucking Petr Yan and Tiger. They still do. Like, I'm sure those boys will just step up. Like,
yeah. I mean, smart money's on Yan for sure. I just think that, bro, I'm almost like getting played by all these underdogs. To be honest, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
The number looks too juicy. That's the problem.
It does.
Well, more big favorites, but another belt's on the line. What do we got now?
We got Alexander Volkanovski, 23-1, taking on Chan Sung Jung, the Korean Zombie, 17-6. This is for the featherweight championship of the world. Alexander the Great Volkanovski coming in off a legendary fight with Brian Ortega. Chan Sung Jung on a resurgence now in his career. Sort of interesting side note for this fight. Chan Sung Jung actually has more main events than Volkanovski. Volkanovski, the champion, kind of weird little side factor. The Korean Zombie almost has more experience going into this fight. That's why I'm excited. The odds say otherwise.
Bro,
but what do y'all say?
This is a weird gut feeling I've had about this fight the whole time. I think Korean Zombie could shock the world here. I don't know what it is. You had it maybe with the Nunes versus Pena fight, Neil, because you were saying it. You're like, bro, I can kind of see it. I don't know why, bro. This is it's happening to me on this fight for sure. Like
That's
I'm not.
gross.
I know, but I just see they trade for a second, something goes down, and Korean Zombie pops him with one. He gets on top. And it's like a big deal. He's on the cage, like crying, and Korean Zombie gets a fucking belt. Like I don't know what when it always happens when it's a short notice fight,
and it's almost like when they like quote unquote don't deserve the title shot, but they get it anyways.
And it's like, oh, he's definitely not gonna win. And it's just like, bro, all these like things are lining up where I'm just like, is he really about to do this? Like,
Yeah, it's so hard because I do think Volk is like miles ahead. Like he's kind of now proven like he's the top of this division. But if there is anyone with like just a puncher's chance, like we've seen Korean Zombie put out a lot of people's lights. Like,
Bro, and he has some slick boxing, bro. Like his counter punches is really fucking nasty.
Yeah, he's sneakily one of those fighters that I feel like when you watch live, it's just chaos. Almost in like a Justin Gaethje type way where it's like it looks like absolute chaos. And then when you see like a slowed down clip or a breakdown, it's like, yeah, he's got absolutely sick defense. And it's like he set up the jab, then he sets up the right. And it's like, oh, fuck, like he's very technical in the chaos. So I think if Volkanovski is just smart in this fight and doesn't get dragged too much into those firefights, he should be more than fine. I mean, if he decides to just
he doesn't want to go the distance. And he feels like his style matches up so well that they didn't game plan much for Zombie. They said he can kind of just free float it. I'm like, I don't know about that.
Right.
Zombie, you got a game plan for. Like I know,
yeah, a lot of his game is timing,
and I'm sure they did game plan. They probably just sort of, lightly saying that, but Zombie's nasty, bro. Like, yeah, he lost.
This sounds weird, but Volk by rear naked choke.
I could see that because Zombie's got a chin, and I could see Volk like putting a combo on him, and it's like, oh shit, is he out? He's not. Snatches the neck.
Maybe because Volk probably has been working on a lot of jiu-jitsu, mainly defense, most likely for Ortega, but I don't know,
Volk
man.
My sub is plus 1,000.
That might be nice to put something. What's
so
Zombie
I'm gonna bet Kamzat in the first round, Petr in the third round, and Volk by sub. That's the parlay.
I don't hate it, kid.
Bro,
wait, you're gonna parlay it?
$1 million.
Now I'm out.
What?
Well, I'll go on that with you. I'll throw like $5 on it to win like $100,000.
Yeah,
100%.
What is Korean Zombie inside the distance?
Korean Zombie inside the distance is plus 650.
I like that, and then I like Peter Yan inside the distance. Wait, do we really think there's going to be 3 finishes in the last 3 fights?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because I kind of think that this has been a card that, like, is pretty nasty, but, like, hasn't been really talked up because there's some kind of big favorites. There's not, like, a massive matchup other than the Petr Yan. Like, I feel like this is, like, especially on the casual spectrum. Like, I don't think, like, people are super hyped for this card, so I think it's going to be a banger.
I low-key do, too. And I probably will have Volk inside my parlays.
Mm-hmm.
And then if that parlay is hitting and I'm about to make a couple hundred, I'm throwing some cheese on Korean Zombie inside the distance. Our guy, he's at fight ready. Have to. And I could just see it being messy for Max. Like, Max was supposed to walk back to a title shot, and now, do they got to play it back? Korean Zombie and
is that all the way gets
surgery? And then Max is just sitting here fucking wiping his ass with the rest of the division.
Yeah, I can
see that, like aftermath.
Yeah, I could kind of see that. Oh, I would hate to see my boy Volk lose his belt, but the more you talk about it, the more I think it's a little bit possible.
Volk's so good that
a $10 bet on that gets you $16,000.
Jesus Christ!
On what?
It is Khamzat Chimaev winning method round 1, Petr Yan winning round 3, Alexander Volkanovski winning method submission.
I hate that you put that in the universe because I have to bet it now.
Yeah, now I have to throw it.
Like, there's no doubt I have to. Like,
even like $2 is $4,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this
I'm
is
gonna
this is
have to
about to
put
hop
like
on.
10 bales on that.
I'm just gonna start betting like this now.
Till you hit one.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
I'll hit one and I'll be done.
I like it.
I just put 10 bills on it, so let's ride.
All right,
Vault
let's
by
ride.
rear naked choke. Petr Yan, third round KO, and comes out getting it done inside one. Let's get this money.
I love it on that note. Much love. We out.
Peace.